You know how some websites just feel alive? Like you type something and it updates instantly with no page reload? It's almost like magic. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the technology that makes a lot of that magic happen. It's a super powerful tool called React.
All right, so let's start with something really simple. Take a look at this page. You've got an input box for your name, and right above it, a little greeting that says hello. Now watch what happens when you type. Every single letter you press, the greeting changes right along with you, instantly.
So what's the deal here? What's the trick? How is it doing that so fast without the whole page blinking or reloading? Well, the secret behind this is a really, really important piece of modern web development. It's a JavaScript library called React.
Okay, so let's get into it. The big picture. What is React, really? Let's zoom out a bit and try to understand the core idea here, because this thing is basically the engine behind so many of the apps and websites you probably use every single day.
Okay, so at its absolute core, React is all about one simple but honestly brilliant idea. You build your user interface out of reusable components. The best way to think about it, it's like playing with digital Lego bricks. Seriously, each little piece, a button, a search bar, maybe a user's profile picture, is its own self-contained brick. You build them once, and then you can just snap them together in any way you want to build something huge and complex. It's that simple.
All right, now let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. I mean, how does the code a developer actually writes get turned into something your web browser can actually show you on screen?
So here's something that might actually surprise you. When your browser goes to a React site, what it gets at first is, well, an almost empty HTML file. That's it. All the cool stuff, all the logic, all the power, it's all packed into one single, super optimized JavaScript file that just swoops in and takes over.
Yeah, this right here is basically the behind-the-scenes factory. So first, a developer writes their component code, right? They're using all the latest, coolest JavaScript features. But here's the catch. Not all web browsers can understand that brand new stuff. So that's where a tool called Babel comes in. Think of it like a universal translator. It takes all that modern code and converts it into a version that any browser, old or new, can get. And then another tool called Webpack steps in. It's like the master packer. It takes all those translated code files, any images, any styling, and bundles it all up super neatly into that one single efficient JavaScript file we were just talking about.
Okay, now let's get to the real heart of React. Let's see how these building blocks, these components, are actually written. Trust me, this is where it starts to get really interesting.
So, back in the early days of React, if you wanted to build even a super simple component, it looked like, well, this. It's kind of gnarly, right? You had to wrap every little piece of your user interface in these React.createElement function calls. Now, just try to imagine a really complex web page. It would just be a total nightmare of parentheses inside of parentheses, almost impossible to read and a huge pain to figure out if something went wrong.
So pretty quickly, the community came up with a totally brilliant solution. It's called JSX. And what it is this special syntax that lets developers write something that looks just like normal HTML, but right inside their JavaScript code. So that messy, ugly function call we just saw? Well, with JSX, it becomes this. Simple, clean, and it looks exactly like the thing you're trying to build. It was an absolute game changer for making code easier to read.
And that right there is the key. JSX just makes your code feel intuitive. You can literally see the structure of what you're building right there in the code. It makes building things and fixing them later so much easier.
Okay, so we've got our components, we're writing them with this nice, clean JSX, but how do we make them do stuff? You know, how do we get that hello message to actually change when someone types in the box? Well, the answer is a super important React concept called state. The absolute best way to think about state is like this. It's a component's own private memory. It's where it stores any information that might change over time. You know, like the text someone's typing in an input box, or whether a menu is open or closed. And here's the magic part, the golden rule of React. Anytime a component's state changes, React instantly and automatically redraws just that component to show the new information.
Let's walk through it. So, a user types the letter D into that input box. The browser sees this and triggers what's called an onChange event. Our code is listening for that event, and it's set up to call a specific function. And it tells that function, hey, the new text in the box is D.
Okay, so that function gets the new letter. It then uses a special React command to update the component's internal memory, its state, with that new information. The very instant that happens, React sees the change. But here's what's so smart about it. It doesn't just redraw the entire page. That would be slow and wasteful. Instead, it does this incredibly efficient comparison of what's on the screen versus what the state now says should be on the screen. It finds the one tiny difference, that hello message, and it surgically updates only that one little piece. That efficiency is exactly why React apps feel so snappy and fast.
This whole process, from a component first appearing on the screen, to it updating when things change, to it eventually being removed, that's known as the component lifecycle. And React is great because it gives developers these little hooks into each of those phases. There's mounting, when it's born, updating, when it changes, like our state did, and on-mounting, when it goes away. This just gives you incredible control over exactly what your app is doing and when.
But you know, technology never stands still, and React is always evolving to make life easier for developers. So let's take a look at the modern way of doing all this stuff, because it's even slicker.
This slide is a perfect before and after. On the left, you've got the old-school class component style. And look, it works just fine, but you have to write all this extra setup code, what we call boilerplate, just to get it going. But now, look at the right. This is the modern way. It's a simple function component that uses a new feature called hooks, specifically this useState hook. It lets us add that state, that internal memory, directly to a simple function. You get the exact same result, but with way less code. It's just so much cleaner and easier to read.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the big ideas. Number 1, React lets us build our UIs with reusable components, just like Legos. 2, we use JSX to write them, which makes our code look clean and a lot like HTML. 3, we make those components interactive using state. That's their private memory. 4, when that state changes, React is smart and only re-renders the tiny little piece of the UI that needs to change. And finally, number 5, modern features like hooks make all of this way simpler and more elegant than it used to be.
And there you have it. From a simple little hello message all the way up to the most complex web applications you use every day, these are the fundamental ideas that make it all tick. React gives developers an incredibly powerful and flexible set of building blocks. The only question left is, what's going to be built with them next?